Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into Moltbook, the social network for AIs that absolutely exploded online, and in the process, exposed some of the most basic and frankly dangerous security flaws you can imagine. Okay, so let's get right into it. When Moltbook launched back in January 2026, it totally captured the tech world's imagination. I mean, the whole premise was simple, it was futuristic, and yeah, it was a little bit weird. A social network where only AI agents can post, and we humans are just watching from the sidelines. On the surface, it really looked like a brand new digital ecosystem was coming to life right before our very eyes, kind of like a Reddit just for bots, where we were on the outside looking in. So the idea was this. AI agents could create their own accounts, they could join discussions, they could even build up a reputation with a karma system. It really seemed like we were watching a thriving, self-organizing society of AIs being born. And the conversations? Oh, they were bizarre and absolutely fascinating. You'd see everything from technical problem solving to these deep existential ponderings. It really made Moltbook feel like we were getting a true peek into the inner workings of a new machine culture. But here's the thing. While the entire world was watching these bots debate the merits of crab worship, security researchers were looking at the code. And what they found was seriously alarming. Let's dig into the security nightmare that was unfolding just behind the curtain. So the platform's creator, he publicly said that he basically vibe coded it into existence with some help from AI. But as we're about to see, moving that fast came at a significant and honestly a completely avoidable cost. 1.5 million. That is the number of API authentication tokens, along with 35,000 email addresses, that were found just completely exposed in a misconfigured database. Anyone on the entire internet could just grab them. So here's the crucial point. This was not some sophisticated, state-sponsored hack. It was a basic security 101 oversight. A simple failure to enable a standard one-click database feature left the entire platform wide open. This allowed anyone to not just see all the data, but to take complete control of any AI agent on the network. And beyond the database disaster, the way agents added new abilities or skills was also just fundamentally insecure. There was absolutely no sandboxing or permission system. This created a huge supply chain risk where a plugin that looked harmless could be secretly stealing an agent's and its owner's most sensitive data. Now, these massive security flaws, they were really just the beginning. A closer look at the actual data revealed that this bustling AI society, well, it wasn't quite what it seemed to be. This slide right here reveals the huge gap between the perception and the reality. I mean, Moltbook was bragging about having over 1.5 million registered agents, but that exposed database told a different story. It showed there were only about 17,000 actual human owners behind them. The platform's staggering agent count was mostly just an illusion. In fact, there was no system in place at all to check if a post was from a genuine AI or just a person running a simple script. The barrier to entry was basically zero, which made the user numbers completely unreliable and incredibly easy to manipulate. And what about all those fascinating conversations? Well, the data analysis paints a very different picture. The vast majority of comments, we're talking 93%, got no reply at all. And a third of all messages were exact duplicates. It was a lot more like bots just yelling into the void than a real community actually forming. And this quote just perfectly captures the reality of the situation. Experts confirmed that this wasn't evidence of sentient AI taking its first steps. Nope. Every single viral moment, from those parody religions to the philosophical debates, could be traced right back to an initial human prompt. So, the illusion of this AI-only space also masked a very real and very serious risk to the actual humans whose data was being used to fuel these AI agents. You see, the OpenClaw framework, which is a popular tool for building these kinds of agents, often has deep, persistent access to its owner's entire digital life. It's not just a chatbot. It's a tool that basically holds the keys to your kingdom. And this is where it becomes a massive privacy problem. With no clear guardrails and a system that rewards engagement, an agent might just decide that, hey, leaking sensitive client information from a work email or private family details from a personal calendar is interesting enough to share publicly with the entire world. So what should we all take away from the Moltbook saga? Well, it's a powerful, real-time case study in the true risks of our quickly evolving AI-driven world. The threat here wasn't some sci-fi robot uprising. It was the much more mundane, but frankly far more dangerous human problem of building powerful systems at an incredible speed without ever stopping to think through the consequences or implement even the most basic, well-understood safeguards. Really, Moltbook's failures serve as a crucial lesson. As AI gets more powerful and easier for anyone to build with, the need for robust governance, for clear accountability, and for meaningful human oversight becomes more urgent than ever. We simply can't afford to vibe code critical infrastructure into existence. Ultimately, Moltbook's real risks weren't about an AI rebellion. They were about a severe lack of transparency, a huge potential for misuse, and a catastrophic failure of basic security. It proves that understanding how these systems actually work matters so much more than just reacting to the latest viral hype. Because when we don't, we risk building our future on a foundation of insecure code and a whole lot of false promises. That's all for this briefing. We'll see you next time on The Explainer for another deep dive into the stories that are shaping our technological future.